Governor Tina Kotek sat in her office late at night, reviewing reports when a news alert popped up on her screen. The headline read, "President Trump orders deployment of National Guard troops to Portland amid escalating protests." She muttered in disbelief. This can't be happening. Without wasting time, she grabbed her phone and dialed her attorney general. "We need to act fast," she said, her voice filled with urgency. "Prepare a lawsuit. This is an overreach." In California, Governor Gavin Newsom watched the same news alert. His face hardened as he leaned forward in his chair. "Draft a statement. We're joining Oregon." "This is a blatant misuse of power," he instructed his aide. "And get me the best legal team we have. We're going to court." Newsom knew they couldn't let this stand. As the battle shifted to the courtroom, Oregon and California's legal teams faced off against federal attorneys representing the Trump administration. The Oregon Attorney General addressed the judge, making the case that the deployment of National Guard troops without state consent was a violation of their sovereignty. "This is a misuse of military power," he argued. On the other side, the federal attorney defended the president's actions, claiming that the president had the authority to deploy troops to maintain order and protect federal property. The judge, after hearing both sides, promised to issue a ruling shortly. The courtroom was filled with tension as the legal teams awaited the judge's decision. Meanwhile, the nation watched as the case unfolded, with many wondering if the president's actions would be upheld. Finally, the day arrived when the judge delivered a temporary ruling. The court finds that the deployment of National Guard troops without state consent exceeds the president's authority and violates the Constitution. Oregon and California's legal teams exchanged looks of relief. The courtroom erupted in quiet applause as justice seemed to prevail. In the White House, President Trump watched the ruling with a stern expression. He picked up the phone and ordered, "Get me the legal team," repealing this decision. It was clear the battle was far from over, but for now, the states had won. The ruling would likely set a precedent for future battles between state and federal authority over such matters. The legal fight over the deployment of the National Guard to Oregon wasn't just about military power. It was about the balance of authority between state and federal governments, while the states celebrated their victory in court. The fight for political and legal supremacy was far from settled, leaving the nation waiting for the next chapter.